All right, testing. No. Yeah, there we go. We got some good levels. Good levels. I'm just feeling the City Connect today. I don't know why. It's Wednesday. Hump day? Is it ever going to stop fucking raining? I'm getting tired of this shit. Boston fans really wish it would stop raining, though, because it is pouring for them. Not only did Rafael Devers get traded from the Red Sox to the Giants on Sunday, Brad Marchand just won a Stanley Cup with the Florida Panthers on Tuesday after being traded mid-season from the Bruins. If Devers wins a World Series with the Giants this year, there might just be riots in Boston. Please protect and cherish Drake May and Christian Gonzalez at all costs while they're still with the Patriots. In the NBA, it's not raining confetti quite yet, but it is raining money for the Buss family as they're set to sell the majority stake of the team for $10 billion. Yes, billion. Oh, and it's gonna be raining glizzies this 4th of July when Joey Chestnut comes back to the Nathan's hot dog eating competition. Let's go. Outside of the looming likelihood of World War III, all seems right in the world with that news. This is 158 of Hoagies and Pierogis. Let's go. Recorded in central Pennsylvania in front of a live studio audience with your host Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis. Feeling in a good mood for once for the fucking podcast. Let's go. All right. So we're always starting with the same shit. Let's start with basketball. NBA. The NBA finals are going on. And last week we went over the first 3 games. And then this week we'll go over game 4 and 5. Game 6 is tomorrow night, Thursday night. So maybe we'll try to squeeze that in before this gets released on Friday. Who the hell knows? But for game 4, Indy looked like they were about to put the whooping on the Thunder in the first quarter, but OKC wasn't giving up just quite yet. It almost seemed like SGA was a decoy out there. He was doing so little. But it was oddly working, even though the Pacers were leading at the half 60-57. When the Pacers have the lead, it seems like they're just in control. When the Thunder have the lead, it seems like they're just wasting time. It was 87-80 Pacers after 3 quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, well, SGA stopped becoming a just decoy out there. It was 101-97 Pacers with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. Then SGA decided he was going to turn it on in the final 4.5 minutes of the fourth quarter. SGA had 4 points in the first, 8 in the second and third, and then 15 in the fourth, with 11 of those 15 points coming in the final 3 minutes. And this was one of his only games of his career that he's had no assists. And they still won the game? That's impressive. In Game 4, the Thunder evened the series at 2 apiece, winning 111-104. And then we just had a trade alert out of nowhere before Game 5 happened. The Grizzlies traded Desmond Bane to the Orlando Magic for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, and four unprotected first-round picks. With 1 pick swap. One of those being a pick swap with the Magic. Excuse me. The Lakers got 1. Or no, the Mavericks got 1 unprotected draft pick, first round pick from the Lakers to get Luka. What? How do you only get 1 first rounder for Luka and the Magic gave up 4 for Desmond Bane? Who even is that? No one knows. No average basketball fan knows, I should say. The ones that do know basketball know Desmond Bane. He is good, but he's not 4 unprotected first round picks good. What the fuck? Is there something that I'm missing here? I just don't know what. I don't know why he got 4 first round picks and 2 other players when Luka netted you 1 first-round pick and 2 players. That doesn't even make sense. All right, so then we go into Game 5. The Thunder were rolling after a rocky start, but the shots were landed tonight, and they were up 32-22 after 1. Halliburton had a goose egg after the first quarter, and we actually learned that he strained his calf. So he's questionable going into Game 6. If they don't have Halliburton, the Pacers have no chance. He is their lifeblood. It was 59-45 at halftime as the Thunder just kept on rolling. This one was feeling a lot more like Game 2, where the Thunder just held a 10-point lead the entire time. But the Pacers were pushing back. They made it 76-70 with 3:20 left in the third, and then it was 87-79 Thunder after 3 quarters. They almost let it slip there. The Pacers got within 5, and that was it. Jalen Williams currently had 29 points after the third quarter. And then by the point it was 92-82, I was already falling asleep. But the Thunder were able to fend off the Pacers 120-109, and Jalen Williams finished with 40 points while SGA tacked on 31. Halliburton had 4 points because he's dealing with that calf injury. So, like I said, if he's not available, congratulations, Thunder. I mean, I fully expect to be adding on a Thunder celebration here. All right, on to the NHL. Well, Game 4, Edmonton came back all the way from down 3-0 to win the game 4-3. Actually, no. Just kidding. The Panthers tied it with 19.5 seconds left with an empty net success. That almost never happens. There was overtime, but then Leon Draisaitl came in. Game winner push goal. Series even at 2-2. They won 5-4. I did watch that game the whole way through. And now it just seems like a complete waste of time because in Game 5, the Panthers won 5-2 and led the whole time after scoring the first goal 9 minutes in. And then in Game 6, Tuesday night, Sam Reinhart had 4 goals, the golden hat trick in a Panthers rout. They took Game 6 5-0 and won back-to-back Stanley Cups for the first time in franchise history because it's only their second Stanley Cup. The Tampa Bay Lightning just won back-to-back in 2020 and 2021, so it's not that special, I guess, unfortunately for them. But I do think that this is crazy. A Canadian team hasn't won the Stanley Cup since 1993. All right, let's move on to MLB. Let's cover the past week for the Pirates. Not much going on here. Actually, the series against the Cubs was basically the only thing that happened since last week. They played one game against Detroit, and then their second game today was postponed until tomorrow. The Pirates gave up 3 runs, 1 run, 2 runs, and then 3 runs, and they won 1-3 in that Cubs series. I have no idea why Tommy Pham is in the lineup or even on the roster for that matter, since he's hitting 196 in 153 at-bats with a negative .6 WAR. Why is he even getting at-bats? It was today, the game that they were supposed to play against the Tigers, O'Neal Cruz had an off day, so Tommy Pham was still in the lineup. They even called up Billy Cook. Now, when Reynolds comes back from paternity leave, they better get rid of Pham and keep Cook. Enough with starting Pham for these games. When you're hitting under 200, why are you even rostered at that point? You can't hit the... It's just so dumb. It makes me so mad. Tommy Pham should not be on the team. Listen, when the signing happened, I was like, oh, I wanted to trade for him last year at the deadline. Well, he's gotten even worse since last year at the deadline, and they're just putting him out there for no reason. We do have to talk about this, though. What is this Cubs celebration?
Our fan of the game brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade for the love of lemonade, and it's you, Justin Turner. You are our fan of the game. Woo!
Justin Turner pulled out the fake nuts at the bottom of the dugout, and Seiya Suzuki looked down and was like, yeah! And they showed that on live TV. Of course it was fake nuts. I mean, you can't put your nuts over your belt line like that and have them just hanging. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So, yeah, like I said, next up was the Detroit series. They lost game 1, 7-3, I should say. And then today it was... the game was postponed. It was supposed to be Tarek Skubal making the start against the Pirates. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, well, he would have had 20 strikeouts in 7 innings against them. But the Pirates came into Wednesday with the best Wednesday record in the league. At 10-1, they are the only team in the majors with 10 wins on Wednesdays. I know that's very weird and such a niche stat, but I was like, maybe there's a chance they'll put up a fight. But the Pirates are way too powerful on a Wednesday that they had to postpone the game until Thursday. And now, I'm thinking, Skeens was not supposed to start today, but tomorrow he was supposed to start. I wouldn't mind putting Skeens up against Skubal, and we can definitely skip an Andrew Heaney start. I am totally fine with doing that. And then today on Thursday, I saw this after work from Jason Mackey on Andrew Filipponi's Twitter. The Pirates didn't start Skeens versus Scooble today because the Pirates wanted to play for a doubleheader split, give themselves the best chance to win one game instead of setting up a blockbuster matchup. The Pirates are in last place at 29-45. When you're playing to lose, the general manager needs to be fucking fired. What is this bullshit? Play to win both games, you sacks of shit. Now, would it really matter? Because are the Pirates going to have a single hit against Scooble? Probably not. If there were odds for him to throw a no-hitter, I would probably take those odds. I mean, he's already thrown a 13K complete game shutout Maddox under 100 pitches. So God knows what the fuck he can do to this Pirates lineup. It would have been even worse today since Cruz isn't in the lineup and Reynolds wasn't in the lineup either. I mean, it would have been awful. You know what? Don Kelly put out his first I give up lineup today. He just said, fuck it, we're going to lose anyway. I'm going to put out the worst lineup possible. Sad. It's just sad when you have to do that. When you know you don't even have a chance and you just throw all of your backups out there. Okay, from around the league, there's a lot more stuff that happened around the league this week than in past weeks. So, first bit of news, not that exciting. Zach Wheeler said that he plans to retire after the 2027 season. How many players have announced their retirement like years in advance, and like over a year in advance? Good on him if he actually gets out at the end of next season with no injuries. That would be awesome for Zach Wheeler. He definitely deserves it. He was part of that Mets rotation of like Noah Syndergaard and Matt Harvey and Jacob deGrom. Zach Wheeler was the fourth one in that rotation. People often forget that. Okay, big news that came out on Sunday. Devers to the Giants out of nowhere. Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, James Tibbs, who was the Giants' number 4 prospect in their 2024 first rounder, 13th overall, and Jose Bayo, the Giants' number 22 prospect, are going back to the Red Sox. And they're not sending any money to the Giants to cover the remaining $250 million left on the deal? Yeah, this was a no-brainer trading a DH that doesn't want to play first base when they're down Tristan Casas for the year, the Red Sox are. So, yeah, no-brainer 100% if they're taking on all of that money. I guess if San Fran can take on the money, this only puts them 9th overall in payroll for the rest of the year, right ahead of Houston. But let me get this right first. So he gets traded because he didn't want to play first base with a better third baseman defensively on the Red Sox, only to get traded to a team with a better defensive third baseman and a worse problem at first than the Red Sox. Matt Chapman has 7 Gold Gloves at third compared to Bregman's 1. And the Giants also have Dominic Smith, the Pirates' leftover trash that they didn't roster this year, taking most of the reps at first base. What? I mean, I also can't imagine he's happy going from the AL East to the NL West. That's probably one of the only worst divisions that you can go to out of the AL East. And can people calm the fuck down? This isn't like the Luka trade at all. Devers means less than Mookie did to the city. I mean, and Mookie meant a lot, but Devers definitely means less to them. A better comparison, I think, to this trade was I saw that James Harden being traded from the Thunder, except it's like the Thunder worked out an extension for him and then traded him. They didn't get anything back in the short term, but they're on the verge of an NBA title, the OKC, the Thunder are. Albeit, 13 years later, did Harden have anything to do with that? No. This is just what happens when you say no to the organization when they ask you to help at a different position, especially with Casas out, and are paying you over $300 million to do whatever it takes for the team. Just play first base. Devers was reportedly upset when Christian Campbell volunteered to play first, interpreting it as a slight to his own stature. That's what a good teammate does, Devers. Good riddance. Get the fuck out of here. I hope Ohtani shells you in the face with a wild 100-mile-an-hour fastball. We'll get to that in a second. But to be honest with you, Craig Bruslow talking about the trade is just making things worse. Way worse. In quote, I do think there is a real chance that at the end of the season we win more games than we would have. End quote. Don't be smug about it. I mean, You're no better than Nico Harrison when you say shit like that. Nico just seems stupid, though. This seems calculated. They just won their 4th series in a row against the Mariners, and they have won 5 out of 6 games. Trading Devers it's not the detriment that people think it is. He might be one of your best offensive players, but you can't put him anywhere else in the field when you have Bregman in there at third, and he doesn't want to play first. But, so immediately in his introductory press conference, Devers said, "They're the men in charge. I'm here to play whatever they want me to play." Go fuck yourself, Devers. Seriously. What changed? I have already outlined why this is a worse fit for you than the Red Sox. Did he think that the Red Sox wouldn't trade him, and now that he's scared that if he doesn't do what the Giants tell him, they'll release him? I don't know. But go fuck yourself either way, Devers. So Kyle Harrison is 1 year removed from being the top pitching prospect not named Paul Skeens, and can learn a lot from Crochet when he comes back because he's also a lefty. Jordan Hicks is a great reliever, not so much a great starter, which is why the Giants signed him, and he does have a pretty hefty number attached to him as a reliever. But Tibbs was their first-round pick last year, number 4 prospect in their system. The jury is out on him, but his contact numbers were down, but he was seen as a very high-floor guy. I guess if you want to make the football comparison, more specifically the Patriots comparison, almost like Polk. And then Jose Bello is the real lottery pick, and at 19, Fangraphs projects him as a back-end starter with 3 above average pitches, with not too great control of them, but he has a consistent delivery, so it can be coached. I mean, the trade really, really isn't as bad as people want it to be, especially because the Giants are taking on the remainder of that $250 million owed to Devers. So it's no-brainer here. That is a great package for shedding that much money. I mean, hell, the Red Sox won the trade on paper according to surplus value. Now, he's going to be going up against the Dodgers a lot. And like I said, I hope he gets nailed in the face with a 100-mile-an-hour wild pitch from Ohtani, because that's right. Shohei Ohtani is back on the mound. It was announced Sunday after the Devers trade that he would be starting on Monday. A crazy day for the NL West specifically. Crazy, stupid. But why would you even risk the chance of Ohtani getting hurt again? He'd be out for the year. Why would you throw him out onto the mound when you do not need him to be out there whatsoever? It just doesn't make any sense. And he did not look comfortable out there grabbing his glove wrist after every pitch. He allowed a single to Tatis, a wild pitch that moved Tatis to second, a single to Arias that moved Tatis to third, a sac fly from Machado after a questionable no call on a check swing to make it 1-0. Gavin Sheets ground ball to second, and Xander Bogaerts ground ball to third on 28 pitches, just that one inning. He did hit 100.2 miles an hour on the gun, which is impressive as hell, honestly, consistently hitting 98. So that's definitely good for him, but very erratic, which I expected. In other Dodgers news, the Los Angeles Dodgers are mad that the singer that sang the national anthem sang it in Spanish. Everything around the stadium is in Spanish, guys. What are you talking about? The real Dodgers fans aren't even the white ones, so I can tell you that much. But more to do. I don't want to go too far into that. I'm not going to get into the political side of that. I just thought it was funny that they were mad that she sang it in Spanish when everything around the goddamn stadium is in Spanish. And I thought that was going to be the end of the story, but today, ICE showed up and set up camp in the Dodgers parking lot. The Dodgers swear they didn't call them, but how else do you keep people from singing the national anthem in Spanish when you told them not to? I mean, this is just a dumb move on their part. They're not going to have any fans in the stadium. But like I said in the intro, the Buss family is selling the Lakers for $10 billion. And just a reminder, Jerry Buss bought the team for $67 million back in 1979. A $9,933 billion turnaround. That's insane. Now, you might be wondering, why is this basketball news with the baseball news? Because they're selling the goddamn team to the owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Mark Walter. Bob Nutting had to sell Seven Springs, and he didn't even reinvest that money into the Pirates. The disparity in ownership riches is insane and is a problem in itself if they want the financial landscape to change in the MLB when it comes to free agents. I mean, in my mind, all NFL and NBA owners are essentially in the same ballpark of wealth. For MLB, that could not be any less true. The rich just keep on getting richer. I mean, now he's going to be making money from the Lakers as well and not just the Dodgers. Dude, the Dodgers are going to end up with every single goddamn free agent for the next 15 years. This is stupid. They are the new Yankees. They can just buy whoever they want. Last thing for baseball, I know this might be a little bit anticlimactic, but I'm very glad that they're going back to wearing team jerseys in the All-Star game, because this year's All-Star jerseys are trash. I can legitimately make that in 15 minutes in MLB The Show. And you know what? While we're here, I stopped the MLB The Show Road to the Show series because fuck that. It was not fun. I wasn't having any fun. So if I'm not having fun playing it and recording it, no one's having fun watching it. I mean, it's just done. It took way too much effort. I'm doing all that video through my laptop. So it took 3 hours for a 40-minute video to process. I'm sick of it. I'm not doing it anymore. I don't want to play any more Road to the Show. Fuck that. If I'm going to be doing it, it's going to be on either rookie, veteran, or all-star. No more than that. All right, a little bit of college news. We're kind of getting excited for the college football season. Lenoris Sellers reportedly turned down an $8 million deal to stay in South Carolina. We don't know which school offered this to him, but his dad reportedly told him, "Why does a 19-year-old need $8 million? Oh, I don't know, ever hear of Jordan Travis? Listen, I get the sentiment, and you want to be loyal to South Carolina, but when you're offered $8 million to change schools, just do it. That is a life-changing amount of money, and your future is never certain, like in Jordan Travis's case. He seems like a smart kid, though, so I really don't think he'd end up buying a Hellcat and causing a fatal accident." And speaking of fatal accidents, AB, Antonio Brown, what are you doing? Wait, he has a warrant out for his arrest for attempted murder for the shooting at the guy who allegedly stole his chain at that boxing event in Miami, whatever the hell that was what was going on down there. He still hasn't turned himself in because he's in London tweeting how these are bullshit charges. AB, just turn yourself in. It'll be a lot better for you in the long run if you do that. Well, in the meantime, he also gave Caleb Williams of the day for saying he wasn't interested in girls as a kid. We knew that, Caleb. It's like the Mitch Hedberg joke. I'm still not interested, but I used to not be interested too. All right, last bit of football news here. Last bit of NFL news. Jair Alexander just signed a 1-year deal with the Ravens. Their secondary is going to be crazy. You've probably heard it a million times, but he played with Lamar Jackson at Louisville. All right, if I got time, I'll add in the Pacers-Thunder Game 6 to see if the Thunder won their series. But last little bit here, Joey Chestnut will be back for the Nathan's Hot Dog Contest. He put up, 74, 75 vegan dogs? I think he might be able to do pretty well. I hope it's not hot as hell out there and he's not sweating like crazy like I was today. But yeah, I think he could legitimately break the record if he does as well as he did last year with vegan dogs. Joey, instead of thinking the crowd's in their underwear, just pretend that the hot dogs are vegan dogs. It'll work. Oh, I have to add this. Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders was cited by police early Tuesday morning for driving 101 miles an hour. Oh, it's already ending before it even begins. I would not mind if Sanders took a page out of Ruggs' book. Alrighty, everybody. Make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Hoagies and Pierogis is available on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for clips occasionally. And we'll leave you with this. Much. Recorded in central Pennsylvania in front of a live studio audience with your host, Ian DiCarlo. This is Hoagies and Pierogis.